You work harder, acquire new skills, network strategically, apply for higher positions, do everything the success literature prescribes, and your income remains the same. Not because opportunities do not exist, but because when opportunities appear, you find reasons not to pursue them, or you pursue them and sabotage. Or you succeed and immediately create circumstances that drain the increase. This is not bad luck. This is the identity ceiling. Your bank account is not a reflection of your effort. It is a reflection of your self-concept, the internal image you hold about who you are and what level of wealth feels safe for someone like you. And that image operates like a thermostat. When income rises above the set point, behaviors activate to bring it back down. When it falls below, scrambling begins to restore it. But the set point itself, determined by identity formed long before you understood what money meant. This is the identity ceiling, and merit-based explanations cannot account for it. Today we investigate the identity ceiling, the psychological mechanism by which self-concept determines income regardless of skill, effort, or opportunity. We explore research into self-concept theory, findings suggesting people behave in accordance with their self-image, and why financial outcomes may reflect identity more than merit. Self-concept research indicates people hold internal beliefs about who they are. These beliefs function as organizing principles. Behavior aligns with self-concept to maintain internal consistency. Popular psychology literature, particularly by figures like Brian Tracy, has suggested people experience discomfort earning significantly above their self-concept income level. While this specific threshold lacks rigorous empirical validation in peer-reviewed research, the broader principle that self-concept may influence financial behavior finds support in psychological literature on identity-congruent behavior. Studies of self-concept clarity show that middle-class individuals tend to have more stable, defined self-concepts than working-class individuals, and this stability may correlate with sustained financial outcomes. What emerges challenges meritocracy, because if income reflects self-image rather than capability, then working harder does not change results. Only changing self-concept changes results. Research into self-concept suggests people develop internal standards for various life domains. For income, this may manifest as an unconscious set point, a level that feels normal, safe, and deserved. When income exceeds this set point, discomfort appears. The money feels wrong, like it does not belong to you, like it will be taken, and this discomfort drives behaviors that eliminate the surplus. Some people spend impulsively, others make poor investments, some create crises requiring financial drainage. The specifics vary, but based on self-concept theory, the function is identical: restore the familiar level. When income falls below the set point, different behaviors activate: increased work hours, job searching, side projects. The person scrambles to return to the comfort zone. Once restored, scrambling ceases. Relief occurs. The thermostat has corrected the deviation. This explains patterns that confuse based on merit logic. Why people who receive windfalls often return to previous financial states. Why high earners sometimes end up broke. Why income for many people stabilizes at similar levels across years despite changing circumstances. The set point is maintaining itself, and the set point reflects self-concept. Self-concept theory proposes people behave consistently with their identity to avoid cognitive dissonance. If you see yourself as not good with money, you will unconsciously act to prove this true. Research into identity-congruent behavior shows this operates automatically, not through conscious sabotage, through selective attention, interpretation, and decision-making that aligns with self-image. Someone whose self-concept includes "I am not wealthy" will notice opportunities differently than someone whose self-concept includes "I am financially successful." The same opportunity may be invisible to one and obvious to the other. And when the not wealthy person does notice the opportunity, interpretation differs. Instead of "this could work," the thought is "this is risky, I am not qualified. People like me do not do this." These are not objective assessments. They are self-concept protecting itself from information that contradicts it. This creates a self-fulfilling cycle. The self-concept determines which opportunities are noticed, which are pursued, how they are approached, and the outcomes confirm the self-concept. Research indicates self-concept varies by social class. Working class context may emphasize flexibility and adjustment. Middle class contexts may emphasize stability and agency. Studies show middle class individuals tend to have higher self-concept clarity, more defined, stable views of who they are. This clarity may facilitate sustained pursuit of goals, including financial goals. Working class individuals, based on some research, may develop self-concepts more responsive to external circumstances, less internally consistent, more adaptive to shifting conditions. This is not deficiency, this is adaptation. In environments where circumstances are unpredictable, rigid self-concepts are maladaptive. Flexibility is survival. But when stability becomes available, flexible self-concept may not update. The person continues operating from the assumption that circumstances are temporary, that accumulation is risky, that financial stability is for other people. And behavior reflects this. Windfalls are spent rather than invested. Opportunities are declined. Income increases are experienced as temporary rather than sustainable, not because the person lacks intelligence or discipline, but because self-concept says, "People like me do not have sustained financial security." If income reflects self-concept, changing income requires changing self-concept. But self-concept does not change through affirmations or visualization alone. Research suggests self-concept changes through repeated evidence that contradicts current self-image, and this requires tolerating discomfort. When you earn above your set point, discomfort activates. The impulse is to eliminate the discomfort by eliminating the surplus. But if instead you tolerate the discomfort, allow the increased income to remain, the self-concept begins updating. Slowly, the nervous system registers, "I have this money and I am still me. The money did not destroy me, did not separate me from everyone I know, did not prove I am undeserving." And gradually the set point adjusts. What felt wrong begins feeling normal, and new behaviors emerge consistent with the updated self-concept. But this requires sustained exposure to the contradiction. 1 month of higher income will not update self-concept formed over decades. The thermostat will correct. Only sustained contradiction forces recalibration. This is why changing income is hard, not because opportunity is scarce, but because tolerating the discomfort of exceeding your identity ceiling is extraordinarily difficult. The pull to return to familiar is powerful. Your bank account does not reflect your effort, it reflects your self-concept, the internal image you hold about who you are and what financial level someone like you deserves. And that image operates automatically, filtering opportunities, shaping decisions, activating behaviors that maintain the set point. This destroys merit-based explanations, because merit is irrelevant when self-concept determines which opportunities are pursued and how they are approached. What if your income has been obeying your self-image all along? Not to excuse structural barriers, but to recognize that even when barriers are removed, internal ceilings remain, and internal ceilings require internal work. Changing self-concept is possible, but it requires tolerating discomfort, allowing evidence that contradicts your identity, sustaining behavior inconsistent with who you think you are, until eventually the self-concept updates and what felt impossible becomes normal. Examine your self-concept, not your goals, your self-concept. Who do you believe you are? What financial level feels natural for someone like you? That belief is your ceiling, and until it changes, your bank account will obey it.